This is how you beat Fortnite pros. It's obviously a joke. I've collected clips from 5 of the best solo Cash Cup players in the world, but instead I'm going to show you the mistakes they make and how they lose fights. First up is Peterbot. Let's see this clip from his POV first. Yeah, the mistake here is it's kind of obvious. There's a player in the cone and he walks over it. It's not exactly rocket science. However, it's really important to note that just before the moving zones, around 50% of cones are going to have players inside of them as they're scouting their next rotation. It's best just to assume that every cone has a player in it and to play around this rather than just assuming cones don't have players in them. Don't worry, the next game he makes up for the mistake and drops a 35 elim win. However, in his third game, an opponent is easily able to capitalize on a massive mistake that he makes.
Why is he like running though? Bro, my dog's griefing me, bro. Bro, my dog's just griefing, bro. How? I crouched. Bro. Bro, my dogs are griefing. I can't hear.
Outside of being griefed by his dogs, you may think that running straight into the opponent's box and getting hit for 193 damage was the main mistake here. In reality, he had 7 builds and the other player had already been hit for white damage, so this wasn't necessarily a bad play. However, the third-party player knows that Peterbot is weak and does a really good job of continually pressuring him to cancel any opportunity he has to heal. Peter runs almost completely out of materials and does a great edit that's timed with the opponent's pickaxe, and he deals 63 damage. However, the timing of his next edit is actually what gets him killed. At the 75 HP he's at, he can't afford to make a poor peek. However, he confirms the edit and then attempts to crouch behind it. From the opponent's POV, you can clearly see Peter's head after he's edited, which loses him the fight. Had Peter moved to the left and crouched prior to confirming the edit, then he would have been completely hidden. And I will say that confirming edits too quickly is a really common issue that edit on release players have, and I would know because I do all the time. Now, to switch things up a bit, watch how Reet approaches the enemy's box in this clip and see if you can pick out the 3 main mistakes he makes.
He just phases in first try.
Now here, Reet attempts to steal the wall from behind Bully. However, he was watching Reet approach from a right-hand peak, so he knew to place a wall and to peanut butter edit when he dropped down on it. Similar to the Peterbot clip we showed earlier, Bully confirms his edit a little bit too early and takes damage. However, he had some great movement to swing to the left, so he could hit 2 more shots with the auto shotgun, giving him the health advantage. It is very dangerous to drop directly onto the wall of a good player, and in most cases, it's better to attack from a diagonal angle or to pre-piece to give yourself an escape route. Now remember when Reet said this?
He just phases in first try. Wow.
That's because of the second mistake that Reet made, which was not placing a cone on top of his box. This allowed Bully to grab this build piece and then edit one corner of it. With this edit, if you spray and crouch into the cone, you are guaranteed to phase straight through into the box, which in this scenario wiped out Reet. Of course, the obvious third mistake is just Reet missed like I think 15 edits here and couldn't get out of the box. Now, speaking of bad edits, Reet makes a really common mistake in this next example. Throughout this fight, Reet did a really great job of switching up his angles to pressure the opponent and to heal block them, and in particular, notice how his crosshair is constantly following and tracking the player. This basically just gives him information on when to shoot and what to piece. However, at this point, he loses sight of the opponent and he attempts to piece the box from a big wide edit, not seeing that the player is directly behind his character model. Of course, after that, he does miss a ton of shots, but if you've lost sight of the other player, the last thing you want to do is make a big wide edit, as players like Gloomzy can run straight into your face and win the aim duel. I actually found another great example of this exact same edit being used very poorly, but by Tayson. Now here he's tried to claim some space in Loot Island and is making a good play to pressure the opponent's cone from below using a one-tile edit. However, if he'd done this from behind a peanut butter edit, then the other player would have not been able to run straight into his face and one-pump him. Unfortunately, players getting into his box seems to be a reoccurring theme. The opponent started this fight by sneaking and getting some great opening damage onto Tayson, meaning that he then had to play defensively. Bunny sees a floor that Tayson has missed, and after pickaxing the cone, he then places the floor underneath. This means that when he breaks through the cone, he can go straight into the box. However, Tayson actually makes a great play here, which was to open a wide edit, expecting Bunny to drop in, but he unfortunately misses the shot and then resets the wall. However, after editing and then resetting a wall, it's at almost 0 HP, which means Bunny can use his one shotgun shot to perfectly phase through it before switching to his AR to finish off Tayson. Now, since Tayson had the medallion and he had some builds remaining, moving into this box and going for another edit right after resetting the wall was a massive mistake, which led to the opponent being able to phase into his box and then to his inevitable death. Now, this phasing mechanic is really useful to learn and is a really common way of being able to kill the best players in the world once you have the HP advantage, such as how Vino dies here. Now this fight from Vino is a long and drawn out one with many good angles taken from both sides, but Podesai's opening damage was beautiful. He ramps up, blocking the front and to the left with a wall which will block any attempt at a jump shot from Vino, and then he places a cone over the top of the ramp. Vino from the other side, predicting Podesai to edit through this cone, attempts to do a sprinting jump shot to the side. However, Podesai is perfectly set up with a right hand peek and hits him for big damage. Now since Vino was sprinting, he has a slight delay before he can build or shoot, meaning Podesai can snag the wall and full box him, taking him down to around 23 HP. At this point, it's just a matter of phasing into the box with his pickaxe and it's over. Now the only way Podesai would die in this situation is if he does what Muzz does here in this clip.
Pump ammo actually gonna kill. No pump ammo, bro. I died to add-on. All good.
In this fight, Muzz does a really nice play where he tries to pre-fire the enemy's edit and then blocks the shot back with his own cone. Now, I've seen this a million times and it's a great play to learn, but the second edit he did here, where he edited the third tile on this cone, gave him complete protection from the other player so that he could safely attempt to retake the wall. Now, he wasn't able to grab it this first time, but he was able to steal it back after that. Then he makes a massive mistake of jumping over the wall and into the other player's box with no AR ammo, which does cost him around 120 HP. Now, I will say a good rule of thumb is to immediately ensure you're safe after finishing a fight, since third parties are so common this season. This particular clip wasn't a great example of that, as there was genuinely very little time for Muzz to react to Anon pickaxing in the back wall. However, this clip is a much better example. See if you can figure out what the massive mistake was that Muzz made here.
He traded. Nice, bro. That kid was actually dog shit. What the fuck? Yo, that kid was not good at Fortnite, bro. I can't see to the tree. Oh, is that a cheater? I don't even know.
So yes, the tree did block his sightlines, unfortunately. However, the big mistake Muzz made here was just sitting in a wood box. In this season, as soon as you finish a fight, other players will try to psycho straight into your box because you're weak, so ensuring you're safe is absolutely critical before you start to heal. As soon as you finish your fight, you should absolutely create another box, whether it's brick or metal, to ensure you have a safe space with a lot of edits that you can work from in case another team pushes in. If you enjoyed this video, that one on screen right there is also a total banger. Just trust me, just click it, watch it, it's great. Happy New Year to all. Hope it's been a good one. Good luck all for 2024.